Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Katie and today's video is going to be very different than normal because number one, it's got nothing to do with books, zero. Number two, it's going to be a lot longer than normal because normally I film for like 15 minutes and somehow cut it down to like 5 minutes. I'm just really harsh with my editing. But for today, I'm just going to like let myself go on and it'll be fine. And number three, I've got a nice glass of wine. Nice probably isn't the word I should use to describe it. In case you're curious, this is a Corbet Canyon 2016 boxed wine Merlot. But I thought my wine fell. Whew. So I had some free time this weekend, so I thought I'd go ahead and film just an overall yearly favorites. I was kicking myself that I didn't do this. So the categories I'm gonna go through are makeup, TV shows, travel, and then just exciting moments, things like that. Fun fact, my channel before this was a makeup channel, but that's all on private, so that's never seeing the light of day again. Now, my camera unfortunately does not have autofocus. I'll list everything down below if you want to Google it and see swatches. So for this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about them. So the first product is the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette, and a lot of people say that this is a dupe for the, what's the brand, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder Palette. Now, obviously, I don't own that palette, but I own this $4 one. But this has 4 different highlighting shades. Now, I have incredibly dry skin, so believe me, I love a good highlight, but I do not like glitter on my cheeks just because I think that looks fake, and I think it looks even worse on top of dry skin because it just sticks out so much. So I really enjoy how natural this is, and you can use it either right on your cheekbones or you can use it all over your face as kind of an overall setting powder, particularly if you have dry skin. It really just sets everything in place and gives you a nice glow. I have seen some negative reviews about this only because, and it is true, if you dip your brush in this, it's like a volcano of dust just erupts, but I'm not gonna spend $40 more just so dust doesn't fly up. If the product's good, that's really all I care about. Now, in terms of foundation, my all-star for this entire year, I've been using it pretty much every single time if I decide to wear foundation that day, and that's definitely the L'Oreal Pro Glow. Now, they make a Pro Matte, which obviously I have super dry skin, so I haven't tried that, but I love the Pro Glow. And the thing I like about this is I feel like when you have dry skin, all of the foundations that are made for dry skin are like super light coverage and dewy and only last a couple hours, but this one has really good coverage and it lasts me at least throughout the entire day. And now if you're noticing a trend, I like drugstore cheap makeup, and this is a mascara that's only $3, I want to say. It's the Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. I also love the Jordana one you can buy at Walgreens that's in the black tube with the purple writing. Now obviously you can tell at this point, I think you don't need to spend extra money on any kind of makeup unless you have sensitive skin, and then maybe you need a higher end foundation. But I think mascara is especially one of those products you can spend $3 on and get something amazing. Now I know some people say this is clumpy, but if I'm putting on mascara, I don't want it to look natural. I don't want it to just darken my eyelashes. I want it to make them look thicker and fuller and longer, and this definitely does the job. The only thing I hate about Essence is that the mascaras aren't sealed. Like, it's literally just like this when you walk into Ulta, so you could literally accidentally buy a tube that was opened 4 months ago and not know, and you might try it and be like, Katie, this was shit. Why did you recommend this to me? And you know what? You probably got a tube that was opened 4 months ago accidentally. In terms of eye primer, now this is the only, I think, more expensive item I have, but is the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. And I think this is really great if you have skin that's on the paler side and you want some yellow toned stuff in your primer to cancel out any veins that might show through on your eyelids since they're very transparent. I have not been able to find a drugstore / inexpensive dupe for something like this. I've noticed that all the drugstore versions of these types of paint pots, particularly with the lighter colors, are all shimmery, which is not what I'm looking for. So this is one of those few products I would recommend splurging on. So in terms of lip products, there's a definite trend here. They're all nude and they're all NYX. So for lip liner, NYX has, I feel like, 5 different types of lip liner, but the range that I like the most are the NYX Suede ones, and this is in the shade Sandstorm, which is a really good nude, and that's what I'm wearing right now. And on top of that lip liner, I'm wearing one of the NYX Plush Gel lipsticks. Now, I watch a lot of makeup videos and I never see anyone talk about these, but these are really shiny. And I was gonna say long wearing, but they're definitely not. So this is definitely for the type of person who wants a really full coverage, just luscious, really nice quality lipstick. But again, this isn't a liquid lipstick, so in a couple hours you are gonna have to reapply this. And this is in the shade Nude Beach, I think it's called, and this is just such a pretty nude, and I don't understand why I don't see more beauty gurus talking about it. But however, if you are on that nude lip train, I do really adore the NYX Lingerie lipstick. So this full line is all different shades for different skin tones of nude liquid lipsticks. This is in the shade 06. So in terms of movies and TV shows, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, in terms of movies, I have 0. And that's definitely not to say I'm some like super critic who hated every single movie I saw this year. I think I've just kind of been more into TV shows this year, and I think I'm realizing overall that I just prefer TV shows to movies. But in 2016, you know, I saw La La Land and I really liked it. I liked Star Wars, but like a week after it, I was like, however, there were so many wonderful TV shows that I just absolutely loved this year. So my first favorite TV show is Insecure. This is on HBO and it's a comedy series. This follows 2 friends living in LA who are dealing with kind of romantic issues. One girl's dealing with a relationship she's not particularly happy in, and the other girl's, you know, doing all these dating apps trying to find someone online. It's hilarious, smart, it's just so well written, and I don't watch a lot of comedies. The fact I'm so obsessed with this says a lot. Now the next show is Search Party, which is definitely not everybody's cup of tea. This is a comedy slash mystery about a girl living in New York City who kind of decides that she's gonna try and hunt down this girl she kind of barely knew. She knew this girl in undergrad, like said maybe 10 words to her, and she's living in New York City with her boyfriend and friends, finds out this girl went missing and just kind of feels this compulsion to figure out where she went. Now it's kind of like Difficult People, if you've seen that. It's kind of like in that all of these people are really terrible people, and I definitely think the writers of the show are aware of that. So I know some people really hate that kind of humor, but I would say watch the first episode and see what you think. Now we're definitely gonna move away from comedy to some very serious shows, and first is the OA on Netflix. This is only 7 episodes, and can I just say, when the opening credits appear in the first episode, and I won't spoil it or anything, but like those opening credits, I probably watched that scene when that happened like 5 times. So without giving anything away, this is about a young woman who, when she's, I think it's 20 or 21, she's blind, she disappears, and so right when the show starts off, she reappears back into society after 7 years, and suddenly she can see. So the story is told from her point of view, both in the present and past. The present when, you know, she's talking about the cops and they're trying to get her to explain what happened and she's trying to get back, and also in the past when you're seeing exactly what it was that happened to her. It's a very strange show. There's like hissing, which if you watch the show, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. And that's the only part where it kind of like pulled me out a little bit. But if you do like dark, weird shows that are very kind of introspective, it was really surreal and weird, and it was probably my favorite show of the year. So those were definitely my top 3 shows of the year. I also saw, you know, Difficult People, Stranger Things, of course, but they weren't like my top favorites. So moving on to travel, for you guys who have followed me for a long time, you guys know when I lived in Spain for a year teaching English, I had tons of vlogs living in Spain in that small town I was in, which I'll link above. But that was obviously over a year ago, and I was thinking about travel for this year, and I was like, oh, I must not have done too much travel this year, but that's not really true. So when I was looking back, I did have 2 really wonderful places that I loved that I visited. I have vlogs for both of these, so I'll link them down below as well as up above for cards that you can click. First was Savannah, which has quickly become probably my favorite city in this entire country, which I think says a lot. You guys know, if you watch that video, I fucking love me some Spanish moss. It's easily just my favorite plant now. But anyway, I just loved the feel of that city. If I ever got the chance to live there, I definitely would. And the other place I loved that I visited was Miami. I went there for my 25th birthday with a couple of friends, and then I got to meet up with Alex from View from the Bar. I'll link his channel down below as well. I just remembered, I don't think I have a vlog for this, but I think I have some small tiny clips from when I was there. I have to admit, I was going to Miami just because I'd never had kind of a location birthday, and it just seemed like a good place for a birthday. But I actually ended up loving Miami so much, which I kind of wasn't expecting, but I think I had a stereotype of what Miami would be like, but it was definitely much more beautiful than I was expecting. And in terms of exciting moments, I really just have one, and this I've talked about in a previous video, but you guys know, I'm sure, because I mention it in quite a few videos because it takes up the majority of what I do day to day, but I'm in my last semester of graduate school. So the most exciting thing that happened this year was definitely the fact that I got a job. I was definitely thinking I was gonna have to be searching and scrounging, you know, right now for the next months even. I graduate in May. I did not think I would get one as soon as I did. I can definitely be really pessimistic, and the whole process just went so well that even right now I'm just like, something has to go wrong with this, because that's gone so well, and I'm gonna talk more about that in a future video when I find out where I'm moving. But one reason I haven't told you guys much about it is mainly because I'm gonna be moving a lot with this job, and I haven't found out where I'm gonna be moving. I could literally be moving anywhere. So once I find out where I'm moving, I think I'll make a video and kind of vaguely say where I'm going, because I'm sure wherever I move to, I'll make travel videos and things like that. So this was my favorite things of 2016. Definitely let me know if you guys loved any of these things as well, or what your favorites were, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.